Hey guys, it's Michelle Ladd with National Veteran Resources, and today I am here with Robin. And when I was in Crossville, Tennessee yesterday, I interviewed Donna, who just lost her son to suicide. I was told that there's a woman in Knoxville. I put a call out there. I said, I'm going to Knoxville. If there's any heroes that want to be interviewed, or if there's any resources out there for me. And the reporter that did a story on me in Crossville reached out to me and he said, you've got to meet Robin. And so I am now in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Robin and I have just had like a 5-hour conversation. And Robin's the mom of a hero who I consider an American hero. And her son Stefan is no longer with us. And she wanted to come and share her story with me and what it's like to be a mom that lost a son. So, to me, her story really needs to be heard. I'm sorry if you hear the background noise. We have to have the AC on. It's like 100 degrees here.
Yeah.
And so, Robin, would you like to share what you shared with me about your son and who he was?
Sure. Stefan was amazing. He was a Marine combat photographer. Very loving, very caring, very wonderful little boy. And it's funny to say that he was 21, but he was my little boy. You know. I knew I was going to cry.
It's okay. That's why I am here, girlfriend.
He was amazing. And the day I lost him was devastating. I shut down. Didn't want to live, didn't want to... Nothing was important at that point in my life. No one understands the pain. I mean, everybody's pain is different. Everybody reacts to things different, but the pain of a child, losing your child, is beyond. There's nothing. I never experienced anything in my life that is more devastating. You have this little being that you've, from a little teeny embryo, and you carry them, and you feel life before anybody else, and that's not natural. You're supposed to go before them, always. It's just, that's not natural. And I after 10 years still have a lot of depression, but compared to then and now is a whole lot different. I shut myself off to the world, to everybody, family, friends, life. I didn't eat much, I didn't drink much. I obviously have started eating. But depression.
I think you're beautiful.
Well, thank you. Depression. It's you just carry it forever. But it doesn't mean it's the end. I get to share, like now, I get to talk about this beautiful young man that did things for people. And over the years, I've gotten messages from people that have said that my son, if it wasn't for my son, they would not be here. Yeah. Other people have said that anytime they were sad or upset or even angry, he would do some stupid thing. Silly as all get out to make them smile. And he was this joyful person. You know, I mean, he wasn't always, well, yeah, I guess he was pretty much always grinning. He just was a happy kid. And it's hard. It's hard.
Even
It's
10
very
years
hard.
later.
Yeah, even 10 years.
What you said to me on the phone.
Yeah, it's doesn't matter. It's 10 years, it can be 20 years. It's always going to be hard. You
said it was just like it was yesterday.
Yeah. And I think it's always going to feel like that, I believe. Like it was yesterday. I can remember every bit of that first day. The devastation, the feeling of, how do you describe it? Running into a brick wall is not, is just devastating. You feel like you've lost everything. And I don't mean like your home or your cars.
Material things.
It's, you feel like everything is gone here. And you shut down and then you question. What could I have done? Is there something I could have done? Could I have made him not join? You know, you have guilt, you have anger. I was very mad at God for a very long time. I blamed him. And now I tell myself, you know, God needed another angel.
So glad
And
you think that.
I do. And it doesn't help that he's not here. And it doesn't help that I can't kiss him and hug him and give them phone calls every day. Because you can't. But I have videos.
Yes.
And one of the things I didn't tell you is I have a video, and I don't know where it's at. It just happened to be found on his computer, where he had started a message home, and it said, for Valentine's Day, is what it was for. And he never got to send it, and I don't know why. I don't know if he finished it or whatever. But it was a message from him, and hearing him laugh and talk, and one of the videos on YouTube, he's eating Pringles potato chips while he's talking. And I used to joke with him about eating all the time, because the kid wasn't no bigger than a stick. He was skinny like you. And he could eat me under the table. I mean, he ate all the time. And so I do have that. And every day you think about, it could be, things could be different, but would they be better? I don't know. You asked yourself a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And
Do you have that box? His box?
his box.
Can I
yes,
show his
do.
picture?
Absolutely. Let me move all my junk off it.
I know, yeah, I gave you a few things here.
Everything.
I want to show,
Okay.
because I think it's important to show this gorgeous guy.
Hmm.
He's beautiful. And a mother's lost her son. And as you said, I'm going to hold this.
Okay.
Being a mom of two veterans, it's of course something I always worried about.
Mhm.
And we talked for 2 hours this morning on the phone, and then I invited her. I met this VFW somewhere. We're not even going to talk about that. But I asked her if she would like to come and talk to me, and we've been sitting here for 5 hours talking.
It just doesn't seem like 5
That's
hours.
why we're like already friends. She loves what I do. I love that she shared so much with me. It just helps me with my ministry and my mission more.
Mhm. It's an awesome mission.
I'm honored that you came here to talk to me. It couldn't have been easy. You did want to touch a little bit on, you did touch a little bit on depression. So as a mom, I can understand why you feel the way that you do. And so we have so many of my audience out there that suffers with depression. So many of our veterans and our first responders and families that have lost them. What have you been able to do to help you get through the grieving process?
Family, my friends, talking about him as much as possible. I believe it or not, I know sometimes people get tired of me telling stories about him, because there's always something, and I'm coming up with something. But it helps. It helps to talk. It helps to share. My grandchildren are probably the key because I can sit and talk with them, and I don't have to be embarrassed if I cry. I don't have to feel uncomfortable. You know, they don't ask uncomfortable questions. They just let me talk. And, you know, that was probably one of the hardest things for me at first because I didn't want to admit it, you know, that he was gone. But to talk about him and talk about how I feel and just be honest about the feelings, I think that it's helped me a lot. You know, I'm always going to be depressed, but it's, instead of shutting down, I don't shut down anymore. Yeah, there are days I have bad days. I don't know anybody who don't.
Right.
You know, and there are days that I just want to just sit and look at pictures of him and listen to all his videos and read all of the things on Facebook that people have written about him, or the cards that were sent at the funeral. But there are days I do that and I just cry all day long. But then there's days that I get up in the morning and I look at his picture and I say, I'm going to be okay today. You know? Like I told you before, the one great big huge picture of him is if I wore lipstick would be kind of a mess. But it just, I'm honestly, I have to talk. You have to talk to people. I went to counseling. That helped a lot. The counselor I had, and you know, one of the things is I went to several counselors before I found the one. And people think that because that person's a counselor that it's going to be okay, and that's not true.
Right.
There were counselors. I went one day and I said I ain't going back,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have that rapport with them, and I think with counseling you have to have a rapport.
Yes.
You know, you have to feel comfortable with that person, and I didn't. And I think there was 3 or 4 different ones before I found her, and she was amazing. She was awesome. I spent almost 3 years with her. It was 2.5 years. And she used to say to me, I've got to bring you back to the land of the living. And you don't understand what that means unless you feel the depression and stuff. And you know, when you lose a loved one, not just your child, if you're a spouse or whatever, you have to learn a new normal. And that was the one thing that everybody kept telling me. And I said, I can never learn a new normal. I can't. How could I learn a new normal? My son isn't here. I'm not going to have those phone calls, and he's not going to come home on leave and stuff. But I did learn a new normal. And I learned that I could still talk to him and communicate with him. And I knew in my heart that what I was saying, he was, whether he could hear it or not, in my heart he says he does, so he does. And, but you know, the normal is it's not going to call me anymore. I'm not going to get those emails. But it's not the end of the world. Because someday when I die and I go to heaven, he's going to be right there. And then I'm going to have to listen to all the TMI for the rest of forever, which is okay with me. But there's a new normal. You have to learn how to live differently. Sometimes you think differently. People don't realize that either. You things that you may have thought one way about, when this happens, you change things in your mind. You think different things. I've always been proud of my country. Always. There's a lot of things that are wrong, and there's a lot of changes that always need to be made, and that's been forever. But the one thing I've always been proud of is that I grew up in a military family, and that our veterans did this not because they were forced to, but because they go over and they fight these wars and they join the military because they want to make things better for our country. And, you know, I always thought highly of them. But when my son became a Marine, I learned that it was more to being a veteran. There was more to being military than just going and getting a paycheck and carrying an M16 around and being athletic, you know. And I've learned that there's more important things in your life. There's more important things in your home and your car and stuff like that. It's that you do what's right in your life.
And you taught him that.
Yeah. And I taught him love. Love is if you love everybody, if you treat people the way that you want to be treated, sometimes it doesn't work, but 9 times out of 10 it does. And I always taught Stefan that when you speak with someone or you are with someone, or a friend or whatever, or even a stranger, if you treat them with respect, they're going to treat you with respect. And there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that. And hopefully the world changes and we have that eventually. I don't know. I could rattle on for hours. I'm terrible.
Well, my motto is together we can make a difference.
Yes.
And guys, I'm sitting with a mom who trusted me enough to share her story, and I truly, truly appreciate that. I'm going to be taking a photo of him, and he's also going to be traveling the country with me.
Awesome. He'd like that.
I'll pick out a couple. You tell me what best portrays him, and he's going to go up there with Dustin, Peter, and Clay, and I will be honored. I will think about you as I travel around the country. Robin's message is that if you're suffering with depression, also I'm going to throw in there a lot of the other issues, anxiety, survivor's guilt, all the things that come along with being in combat or serving your community and all the things that you have to do. There's hope. There's people that love you, right?
Absolutely.
There's help out there for you. And together, if each of us just did a little bit, we could make such a difference.
Oh, yeah.
And you made a difference in my life today.
I'm glad.
And
You
I
too.
could just put we're like best friends. We spent the whole afternoon
Oh,
today
yes.
in this gorgeous VFW parking lot with a campground. And I got to show them this.
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
This is my,
Yeah.
This is my backyard.
They're really
thank-
not getting a good.
Thank you to the VFW for allowing me to stay here, because I'm just really thrilled that I did have a parking lot to stay in. So thanks, Knoxville VFW.
Yes, they're
Just-
awesome for letting you stay.
Very nice of you I didn't have to stay in a Walmart parking lot. We're going to close that other way.
You
See, I
had your
made you laugh.
choices. Yes, you did.
I didn't think I'd be able to make you laugh, but that's good.
Well, thinking about your scenery is a little.
We just had a homeless guy walk by and put his beer up to me and say hello through the window. I better not let Randy see this anytime too soon.
Oh yeah, really.
So nice and safe. But listen, his memory is going to go on forever. I will honor him.
Thank you.
Guys out there, please send Robin a message and tell her that there are people out there that really do care. So after I post this, send her a message on my post and just let her know that there's people all over the world that really care about your loss. We do care about your son, and he sounds like an incredible kid.
He was.
And to lose him at 21 years old, you guys can't imagine the pain that must. I never want to feel that pain. None of us do.
No, there's no other pain like it. None.
You got my cell phone number
Yes.
now, and you can call me for the rest of your life.
Okay.
And I'll probably be in some parking lot. Probably need someone to talk to.
Call and check on you every so often.
Every so often, just check on, make sure I'm doing okay. Being jealous.
No, she's adorable too.
She's right here. So, can I show his photo one more
Oh,
time?
absolutely.
In memory of this American hero, Stefan. Stefan, thank you for your services. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is wonderful.
I appreciate it.
I like seeing you smile. You did good.
Okay.
All right, we're going to say goodbye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
God bless. Thank you so much for your love and support and prayers. It means everything to me.